Okay, so you can see here I've got a perspective view that's set up, ready to go on my sheet. So I just want to go through how you can get both this sort of view, your isometric views, and orthographic views, plans, sections and elevations set up in a reasonable way on your sheets. Now I do have some sheets set up here already, but what I'm going to do is delete these and go through the process from scratch. And now you can do this at any stage. It's actually a good idea to do it even before you finish putting in all of the detail that you might be planning on putting into your projects. Once you've got a large part of the work done and you've roughed out roughly where everything's going and you've put in most of the main elements, you can start setting up your sheets, and it will actually help you to work out where you need to do some extra work, because a big mistake people make is trying to model reality. In other words, trying to make a virtual duplicate of their project in the computer, and that's going to be a valid approach in the future. But at the moment, because of the hardware and the software, it's often not a sensible approach. And you're better off just thinking about getting the output that you need. In other words, having what you need shown on the sheets and modelling according to that. So in other words, don't put in unnecessary detail that you won't see on your drawings. So by setting up the sheets, you can often get a good idea of the things that you actually need to work on. So I'll maybe start by making some new sheets, right-clicking on Sheets, and then I'll choose New Sheet, and then I've got a title block loaded already. If you don't, you can obviously click Load and go to the title blocks folder. And so I'm just using an A3 title block, A3 metric. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so clicking OK there makes a new sheet for me, and it's not a problem if you want to make a couple at the beginning, because things will definitely spread out over a few sheets. Yeah. So I might change my first drawing number there to A001 and my second drawing number to A002. And now when I make new sheets, at least it'll be able to pick up from the last drawing number and number them consecutively from there. So I've got a few sheets there. I'll probably need to add more, but that's good enough as a starting point. Now going back to my ground floor plan, this is a plan I've duplicated. What I might do is delete that one as well, just to show you how I made it. So I've got a plan of this level, my ground floor level, which corresponds to that level that I have in my section. And it's often not a good idea to use those plans that are named after your levels on your sheets, because normally the plan would have a different name. It might just be called ground floor plan. That's probably a more sensible name. So I don't want to delete this one, because that name there, that floor plan name, is linked to my level. And it's good to have a plan there linked to your level. You don't need to use all of these plans on your sheet, so that's just there to help me when I'm working on the project. So I'm going to duplicate that by right-clicking and then going to Duplicate View. Duplicate with detailing is the best option to use. If you're not sure which one of these three options, always just choose Duplicate with detailing and that. So I'm just right-clicking on the view I want to duplicate, which is my ground floor level plan, and then going to Duplicate View, Duplicate with detailing. Yep. So now I've got an exact copy of that plan, and you can duplicate plans to your heart's content. Don't duplicate sections or elevations. That will cause problems, but you can duplicate plans as much as you like. The reason you don't want to duplicate elevations or sections is because they have references. You can see here these are section references. I've got some elevation references here. When you duplicate those views, it duplicates the reference, so you end up with two section lines. on the plans, and that can be a problem. So use a different approach with side views or elevations and sections. But duplicating plans is fine, and it's actually a really good idea. So now I've got this new plan called copy of ground floor, or copy of O3 ground floor. So I'm going to right-click on that duplicate name and choose rename, and I'm going to give this the name that I want it to have on the sheet. So I'm going to call it ground floor plan. Clicking OK. It's got the new name. And now I can set this view up to look the way I want it to on the sheet. So I'll show you a few good shortcuts here. I'm going to select one of these elevations and just type VH. And that hides the whole category. So VH. So I'll do it again with one of these section lines. I'm just going to select one of them and then type VH, view hide, and that hides the whole category. So it's a really quick way. Yeah, anything you don't want. So I don't want my reference planes either. VH. I don't really want the dimensions here. Again, we're not dimensioning the whole building because we don't need to show that. So again, VH. No, not in this plan, because we'll have it in the bathroom plan, but not the floor level plan. Door and window tags as well, so I can select those numbers there, VH, and the window tags, same thing. So now I've got a much tidier plan of the level, but remember I've still got the original floor plan of that level when I need to go back and work on all those different objects. So this is a common approach you use when you're setting up your sheets. Set up views specifically for the sheets, but leave the original views or the original plans so that you can always go back. Right, so now I can go into my first sheet and simply drag my new plan onto it. You can see it's too big. So I'll show you a couple of tricks here. I'm going to go back to the plan in my project browser, and I'm going to change the scale. 1 to 50 is way too big. So I'll try 1 to 100. Looking back on the sheet, and that is better. It'll fit onto the sheet, but yeah, it's still probably too big, because really this plan is just to show the clients or anyone looking at this set of drawings where the bathroom is. So that's the reason we just drew those walls roughly for the rest of the house, just to give people an idea what on earth we're trying to show them. It will fit at 1 to 100. Yeah, it'll fit on the sheet, but it could be too big, because really this is just a locality plan. It's just a little plan that you've got as a reference. So I think even 1 to 200 might be okay here. So I'm going to change that again back here. So I'll try 1 to 200. I'll show you a few. We'll put a few other plan and a few other views. Well, it's okay if it's small, because really we're just going to use that to show a reference where the bathroom is. So I'll show you how to do that in a second. We're not really trying to show the bathroom, we're just showing where it is in the building. And that's fine. Have a look in magazines, the way they do these sort of key plans that show where things are. And they're often really small. So it's fine if they're that big. Now notice how, though, the tag is way too big now, because it's still the original size and it's stretching out all the way over here. Now, you can resize those. Selecting the viewport, you can get the grips to change the length of that line. And also, if we can move the whole thing by, again, selecting the viewport or the plan on the sheet, I can move that. But to move the tag on its own, you need to deselect everything. So that's with the viewport selected. If I click into a blank space, then I've deselected everything, and I can then select the tag on its own and move it. Now that's okay if you want to have a reference. Sometimes I think it's better with things like this to not have a reference. In other words, change it to no title. Up the top you've got the option there to change the type to no title. And that wouldn't hurt here. We don't really need to label that one. Well, so you can't delete it, but if you choose no title from the types once you select the viewport. then you should get that element type. Okay, so I've got there a plan of the whole floor, but now I want a plan of the bathroom. So I'm going to go back to that plan in the project browser, and I'll make a call out. So remember in the brief, I mentioned that you could use callouts. A detailed or callout, I've put in brackets, plan of each room. And that's essentially going to be the bathroom. So there's a couple of ways of this, but I'll show you one way that I think is good. Using a callout, under the View tab, you've got this callout button. So it essentially makes a detail from a larger view. So I'm going to use callout and just make a rectangle over my bathroom. Something like that. Maybe bring the... Yep, sure. You in Revit MEP. So just close the file and then open Revit Architecture from the desktop and open the file in there. Okay, so now that I've made that call out, you can see in my project browser I've got a new plan called Call Out of Ground Floor Plan. And that just shows the area that I made the rectangle around. Now, it's gone to 1 to 100 because I started at 1 to 200. I actually want to go down to 1 to 50 there. And I'm going to change it to fine as well. Fine detail. Now, there are still a lot of things I need to fix up here, but at least it's showing the area that I want. So I'm going to go back to my sheet now. Now, I've left it as call out of ground floor plan. I'm going to right click on that now and rename it and call it bathroom plan. And now I can drag that onto my sheet. Okay, so you can see how we've got a really good reference there. Right, so that's coming up as drawing number 2 on A001. And so you can see there it comes up with the number 2. Now, if you wanted that to be number 1, you'd have to go and change this one to something else. Even though the title isn't showing, it still is number 1. So you can do that either turning the title back on, or you can just go into Properties, and I'll change it here just to number 3. Or maybe I'll make it actually number 9, just so that it doesn't interfere with anything else that I put on this sheet. Yep. 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 It should. Yeah. No, that should be there because that's telling you where that plan is. Yeah, definitely, because you want the scale to be shown there. And so now I can change this one to number 1 because I've made this one not number 1. So there's a few things I could still maybe just fix up quickly, and so maybe the crop region can be turned off there. Yeah. The top one I called ground floor plan. Okay, so you need to make the first one something else when you go into properties, into its properties, element properties. The detail number needs to be something other than 1. So I just made mine 9. Yeah. Just because I'm going to have other views on this sheet that might be numbers 2, 3 and 4. So I just made this 9 so it doesn't interfere, it doesn't get in the way of any of those. So just in the properties for this viewport, when you right click you can go to element properties, or you can click the properties button, and then it's the detail number you need to change. Yeah. Yeah, but now you can change it to number 1. When you select it, you can just click on the number and change it to 1. The scale. So the easiest way is to just open up the view in the project browser. So, for example, I've got bathroom plan here in my project browser. Once I've opened it, then I can change the scale there. So I made mine 1 to 50. Yeah. So, yeah. And it's good to get the scale right before you put it on the sheet, even though you can change it afterwards. So now you can see I can probably fit this up here, and that's going to work pretty well, except that this one maybe needs to be nudged over. I'm just using the arrow keys to nudge it over. And maybe I can go back to my ground floor plan and just bring this over a little bit. So that's fairly clear. I think you've got the reference here, and the view just happens to be right next to it, so that's really clear for people looking at this. And then I can maybe have some other views. I've got an isometric set up already. Now, if you're not sure how to do these, I'll do another video where I'll set up the isometric views. But I'm just going to drag this on. So that could be on the first sheet, and then maybe a perspective view as well wouldn't hurt. And again, I'll do a separate video on putting perspectives, or setting up your perspectives in a reasonable way to get all of that onto the one sheet. So a range of views doesn't hurt, especially if they're showing the same area. So that perspective could maybe be a bit bigger. But like I said, I will do a separate video on those other kinds of views like perspectives and isometrics. So I'll give you some time to just start setting up your sheets, and then I'll go through some more things, particularly the 3D views, but I'll also look at the sections as well. Up to you. Yep, layout's entirely up to you. As long as you have all the views listed here, layout's up to you entirely.